You're returning recently, I think last night, from the Sphere in Las Vegas, all the talk of the town and even the
Yeah.
world. You two kicked it off. You were there with Dead and Friends. Is that right? Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about that.
So I went to 3 shows in a row with Dead and Company. It was the second weekend that they were at the Sphere, and, I mean, unbelievable in so many ways, and you and I are both Grateful Dead fans, so you get it. But going to Las Vegas to this brand new $1.8 billion building that is essentially the first large building built for music. There's lots of places that are big. This is 18,000 seats that do music, but they're built as hockey arenas or basketball arenas or another purpose. And oh my gosh, it was out of control cool. There's the entire roof ceiling is a screen. It's like an IMAX theater on steroids, like times
Right.
10. It's like it's ridiculous. And I've seen this, those were the 108th, 109th, 110th Grateful Dead shows I've seen. And so I've seen them obviously many, many times. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, do I like it better? Do
Mm.
I like it, not like it as much? And I can't answer that, Seth, but I was thinking about it this morning. I was still trying to process how amazing this thing was. Every seat, great sound. Every seat, great views. And the only way I can describe it is the difference between going to see a live show in a theater and going to an IMAX movie. They're utterly different, so you can't really compare them. But what I came away from that thinking, and I always do with anything related to the Grateful Dead, is the performance art of it. And they did such a fabulous job at using the technology in the Sphere, in the space, of understanding how to do the visuals, how the visuals interact with the music, how to relate to the audience, and how to play songs that the audience loves, but in new ways that work well with what was going on visually. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching this as a speaker, watching this as someone who's seen many speeches, and thinking, how cool is it to understand your technology deeply and then work with it to enhance the experience and not just do your off the shelf talk. There was no doubt in my mind as I was watching these 3 shows that this band rehearsed like crazy. And then they went into the Sphere, who knows how many times to rehearse in the room itself. I heard you get dizzy. I mean, I knew you get dizzy when you watch as an audience member, but you get dizzy as a musician too. And they were in there and they were dialed in. They knew what to do, and it was unbelievable. Seth, next time you book something in Las Vegas, go with your speaker and go to the Sphere if they're on it. It's amazing.
Yeah. I had some very dear friends of mine, lifelong friends from even before elementary school, that were there the first weekend,
Mm.
and they, echoed your sentiments. I've heard, what you point to, and what I've heard the feedback is it's overwhelming. And, we have a tendency, do I like it? Do I not like it? But it's kind of incomparable, right?
If
Like
you can't, no.
there's nothing to reference it to. So at the most basic level, it's different, but it's different on steroids, right?
Right. I think
Um,
that's the way I may need another month to totally
mhm.
process it. I was there, we're doing this recording on a Tuesday. I was there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it hasn't been very long since I've been
Yeah, it's
there,
still very
but
fresh.
but I can't compare a Grateful Dead concert from, say, the 1980s to a Dead and Company show from, say, 5 years ago to the experience at the Sphere. All amazing, but all different. But in all cases, working with the technology and the space and the audience members of the time. So the performance in each of those cases, the Grateful Dead 40 years ago, Dead and Company 5 years ago, when they were playing normal stages, Dead and Company in the Sphere, understood what they had to work with, and they elevated their performance in an equivalent manner. And when I do my keynotes, I love that aspect of it. I'm
Yeah.
on the phone with the meeting planner. I want to know, tell me about the technology. What is the lighting like? What's the stage like? How big is the stage above the floor level where people are? Are the people lit, or are the people in darkness? Is it round tables? Is it seats? What's going on with the audience? And I love that aspect. And I want to arrive the night before, check out the stage. I don't want to just do a simple sound check, but I want to speak with the people in the production table. I want to understand what I have to work with. I want to understand the best way to use videos, or maybe not. And
Right.
there's no doubt that that Dead and Company did that with the Sphere, and it made it just that much better because they knew what they were working with.